5.3 Student Representative Report, Henry Moskov.
Um, in preparing for whatever I'm going to report on, I always talk to as many people as I can, as many students as I can, and ask, like, what do you like most about Auburn High School? And without a doubt, the the most answers are the athletics programs. And so I think it's important to bring up how important and how much opportunity there is in sports for students, and how it means so much to the student body. Um, like just a few weeks ago, the top seven in the track team had the opportunity to go to New York City, and it really, it really, I think I this is a common theme in what I bring up, but it brings everybody together, and it's really awesome to see, because typically in high school there's a very clear social hierarchy, but at sports events, you either have um, people, students playing on the field, or all the other students in the stands just cheering together. And do just the coaches really encourage everyone, and I think that's really special. Um, and I know many of my personal friends who have were on a path of drugs and just not a good background, but sports sort of saved them. And it's sort of a thing you hear in movies of, oh, like Rudy or something, um, where like sports saved this person. But really, it's true, and I see it so often where it teaches them discipline, and it really puts them on a good track. And the coaches do such a great job of just uniting everyone. And that brings me sort of to my next thing that I'd like to talk about is uh, people who stay on that track in Auburn High School. There is, I don't know the exact numbers and it's hard to gauge, but I would estimate it about approximately 25 to 30 students in Auburn High School that go to the bathrooms, they smoke marijuana, they vape, and they go to school to get suspended. They go to school to not do their work and just smoke in the bathrooms. And it's embarrassing to be a student and have this going on, because it's such a small minority of students who do this. But you know the schools around this area, every school is going to have their thing, that the other schools make fun of them for it. And when and Auburn High School's thing is that the other schools make fun of us for being trashy junkies, or that just smoke in the bathroom. And it's embarrassing, because I'm not just saying this to appease the school board. I'm so proud to be a part of this district, because I think there's so much opportunity, and I think the staff is amazing here. But it's not true that the students are just lazy and smoke all day. But that's what other schools think of us, and it really feels like there could be more being done about this, because these kids will get suspended, yeah, but that doesn't really address the problem. They'll get suspended, they'll come back, they'll do the same thing, and they'll get suspended again. It doesn't seem like suspensions are getting at the core. And it just seems like there are resources available that could be getting at this more effective than what's going on now. That's what I'd say.
Thank you, as always, Henry. Always a lot to mull over and think about. So we appreciate your insight.
Yeah, and Mr. Moskoff, again, Ms. Johnson deals with a lot of those behaviors, and she sees a lot of those come across her desk as well. And it is something that we're always trying to find different ways, um, because, again, we don't punish kids or hand out consequences to punish kids. We hand out consequences to change inappropriate behaviors, right? That's why we do that. You talk about 25 kids out of 1,300 kids, right? Very small amount of kids. Um, we always want to be proud of our schools. We want our students to be proud of our schools. Sometimes other schools talk about Auburn because of jealousy as well. That always has a hand in it as well. Um, but those are issues, and whether it's vaping or smoking or inappropriate behavior, talking back, those are the things that we do want to go away. And we talk about um, different types of consequences, alternatives to suspensions, and that is one thing that we've had a lot of talk about. And again, in our community, we need help with resources out in our community, whether it's career counseling, mental health, having people come together to help us with those pieces are so important as well. But we continue to have that discussion, and that is something that we work as a group. But again, thank you for sharing that, because yes, Auburn High School is a lot more than those negative things. We have great kids accomplishing. Did you read at the end of the school year last year where our kids were going to colleges and universities all across the United States? Some of the biggest Ivy League schools. We have kids accomplishing great things, and we're going to continue to use that as our motto moving forward, but not overlooking some of the other things that we've got to be better with as well. So thank you for sharing that.
Have a quick comment that I would like to say. You, Henry, you do a wonderful job reporting every time you do report on the school. I think it's because you have a different perspective. Your fingers are on the pulse of things that we can't see. But I'm so happy that you highlighted athletics and you told the story of like how Rudy, it's romanticized how Rudy, but I really think it is important for you to know that there's a gentleman that graduated from our district 2015, 2016, don't quote me, Nasir Smith, who has been entered into the NFL draft. So he's like one out of 20. I don't know what his position is, so it might be rushing, a running back. So yes, in Auburn High School, our district is being talked about on national television. Coach Moskov is being talked about on national television. So athletics are important, and we are so much more than the 30 students that you talk about. And yes, we do need to address that. But to be highlighted on national television and for Nas to say this was his experience here is just wonderful. It is just wonderful. So we have so many things in this district to be proud about. Ivy League students going to do incredible things. And now we could have somebody in the NFL draft. So that's wonderful as well.